And I am back with another video. My name is Ashita Irene. Thank you for watching. So today's video, I think I want to talk about how I feel that the internet is just not real. It's not a real place. And I came to that conclusion a couple days ago because I am one of those people that sit on the internet and just observe, and I like to follow gossip blogs and regular people's lives and celebrities' lives. And I just realized, like, you know, um, thinking back to one of the sayings that I saw on the internet, they was saying that, if you pay attention to someone else's life on the internet, you will literally forget about your own. And that is really true. Like, you forget that, you are supposed to be living your life instead of paying attention to these celebrities' lives, to these I guess Instagram people lives, these TikTokers, these tweeters. And when you realize, like, you are feeding, this monster that is the internet, you can really sit back and be like, okay, let me reevaluate what I'm spending my time with, because time is the only thing that you cannot get back unless they have a time machine out there that we don't know about. You know what I mean? Then, maybe we can do something with the time. But until they, release the information, I feel like we, as I guess, cogs in the wheel, we make this stuff go. And until we realize, like, you know what, I don't want to feed my energy into that, then it will still go on. But when we take it back and we say, I want to live my own life instead of giving my attention and my time to this stuff, this stuff will go away. So I feel like the internet is just not real. It's not a real place. People put what they want, to be broadcasted out there. I feel like I'm one of those people that's like, I'm going to try to give you the real, because, there's so much fakeness out there. There's so much facade. And, when you look at stuff and you are trying to determine if you can relate to it, that's kind of a hint that you can't relate to it, because I mean, I follow so many people and I find myself unfollowing them because I'm like, you don't really add anything to, what I want to be entertained by. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm on the internet so much, is because I want to be entertained, but not realizing that I want to be an entertainer myself. So if I'm busy watching other people entertain me, how can I achieve that goal? So one of the things that I realized that I have to do is, step away from stuff that is distracting. And I think I welcome distractions because I'm always overthinking. I'm always thinking and I'm always trying to analyze stuff. But when I think about, what I want out of my life, because, sometimes when I'm in with depression, I forget that, I'm supposed to be living a certain way. I'm supposed to be living a life. So when I do scroll down my Instagram or I scroll down Twitter, whatever, I have to think about, like, what is this feeding me? Is this going to give me inspiration to follow the dreams and achieve the goals that I want in my life? And when I realize, like, no, it's not, then I just click on follow. It's that simple. But I feel like some people don't really have that notion to do that. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like, somebody needs to say that. Somebody that's not, with a big platform, because their job, these celebrities, these influencers, their job is to keep you on whatever platform that they have so that they can make revenue. And of course, I mean, spending a couple minutes, maybe an hour or two looking at their stuff won't hurt. But when you spend several hours, like me, it is like, okay, this is kind of like pointless. This is obsessive. And it's like, I would want people to spend the time that I spend on other people on my stuff. Like, I want people to spend hours looking at me and reading my stuff. But how can I achieve that if I'm spending all of my time looking at other people's stuff? That's not how it works. So I understand when there's people that's like, I'm going to delete this app and I'll be back in a month or whatever. And then when they come back from, their hiatus, they be like, oh my gosh, this was such a revelation. And I should have done this years ago. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, cool, cool, cool. And there's some people on the internet, it's like, okay, do you want a cookie for that? But it's like, I think announcing that and vocalizing that, hey, I'm taking a break from this, is kind of like a the straw, the catalyst, the inciting incident that helps other people to say, you know what, maybe I should follow that kind of routine too. Take a month off of social media, take a month off of, giving people my opinions and stuff, unless that is your occupation. If you make money from giving people your opinions, then so be it. But it's like, you can't just be one of those people that's just fueling the monster, which I call the internet, because sometimes it can be, this unionizing thing where I feel like, as for Black people, and this, yeah, you got to go there, but for Black people, like, when we get on social media and we connect with each other, it is almost like pleasing, the ancestors or something, because so much has been deprived from us and taken from us, throughout centuries. And when we get on social media and we do like this thing called Black Twitter, it's like, okay, cool. Like, we can connect with other people that look like us and that, go through the same things as us. So that's the only thing that I feel like I would miss out if, I took a break from social media. But other than that, I definitely feel like social media breaks is important, especially in this time when the news is always tragedy. It's always murder. It's always injustice. And when you constantly get that news, you kind of feel like, dang, what can I do? And then you feel like I can't even do anything because there's a system in place that, you have protocols. You can't just go and get justice and seek justice or seek revenge or vengeance. And that's hard for people who feel like, something needs to be done right now. Like, we can talk about how the I think it's Asian American or American Asians, whatever, however they want to, title themselves, they got justice for themselves super fast. And of course, I follow people who are more educated in that type of stuff, and I listen to them and I understand it. And it feels like a blow to be a Black American and feel like, dang, they got, laws put in place for, their injustice, which I can't fault them for that. But it's like, wow, they got it done so quickly. And we've been fighting. People have lost their lives fighting for justice for their people. And we were born here. Our ancestors built this place and we aren't getting justice. So it's kind of like there's this thing. But at the end of the day, I think we all understand like what is being done. And it's kind of crucial to take a break from just the constant brutality that's being shown on the internet. And that's why I said the internet is not real. Because, I mean, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 89. So I feel like TV was just the pinnacle of it all. And then there came computers and then there came cell phones. I know cell phones was in the 80s or whatever, but like the technology that advanced with the cell phones and stuff. Um, but in the 90s, you had to read a newspaper. Like, there was no reason for you to know what happened in Cincinnati and you're in Florida unless you read, a newspaper or something. But now the news is at your fingertips. It's just a scroll down. You know what's going on, so you're connected instantly. And it's like, if I can't do anything about it, I don't really want to know about it because I can't do anything about it. And I'm one of those people that's really connected with emotions. So if I feel like, something wrong has been done, I want to do something about it. But I can't just fly I can't just fly to wherever injustice is happening and get justice for people. That's what's really like, hard on my heart. I'm trying to understand that, this social media is meant to inform, but it's turning into something more sinister and devious. And I just want to put out there the positivity. Like, I love being on Instagram. I love seeing people use social media for fun stuff, for comedy. Like, I love to laugh. I love laughing. I love that people want to make other people laugh. And that's why I use social media. Of course, when I first started using social media, it was it was MySpace. And I was cool on MySpace. It was really dope. And then I transferred into Facebook, and it was like, ain't nobody on Facebook yet. Like, everybody, while I was on Facebook, everybody was on MySpace. And mind you, I'm like a high schooler on Facebook, because I think at that time it was just college people on Facebook. I think I was trying to talk to a college dude or something on Facebook, and that's how I got introduced to it. And then when, years happened and everybody started getting on Facebook, it was like, okay, I can reconnect with people from middle school, from high school, whatever. And then that trickled down to Twitter, and then here's Instagram. I was on all these apps before, the whole collective got on it. But now it just seems like, whatever social media app is trying to, like, sprout and be innovative, Instagram snatches it and adds it to its own platform. So it's like, why do I need to leave Instagram to get to this new platform when Instagram is just going to take what they got and just add it to it? But all that to say that if anyone out there feels like I feel, like, get down in the comments and we can have a discussion about it. Because I just feel like, the internet is really not real. Like, the people that's on it feel like they can just talk and they can say whatever they want, but they don't act like that in real life. Like, if you walk down the street, you're not just out there blurting out your opinions. Like, I mean, if you are having, like, maybe like a friend discussion or whatever, everybody's at somebody's house, and somebody brings up a topic, like, are you going to be like, oh, you dumbass bitch? Da, da, da. Like, no, you're not going to act like that. You're going to have a civil conversation. And I feel like people need to have that kind of etiquette when they're making their opinions on posts and stuff. Because, I mean, I can feel like if somebody's coming at me a certain way on social media, I automatically kind of, like, put the carrot out there to see how they react to whatever kind of, like, bullshit that I'm going to say. And then I'm like, oh, I can't really have a conversation with you, because I know that you would not respond that way to me in real life. Like, I'm not like no fighter or whatever, but I know you're not going to have that energy in front of me. So let's not even do that on social media. Like, but I mean, I'm going to do a second video about the internet not being real, because I feel like there's more things that I want to say, but I'm just kind of like filtering them out. And that's another thing that I had to get into, like, how I kind of say things, very bluntly, instead of like having that filter. Like, I'm working on the filter, y'all. I'm working on it. So, yeah, catch me in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm Ashita Irene. Bye.